Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another movie review. And now, reviewing a film from last year, a film that I did enjoy, another animated film. And the film got a lot of critically acclaimed from critics, and it was a long way to sequel that people were looking forward to, and that is the sequel to Finding Nemo, Finding Dory. It was released last year in the summer of June. Massive amount of good word of mouth and critics, and made a huge amount of money. Surpassed the first film at the box office. Total made over $1 billion worldwide, and it marked the highest opening weekend for an animated film. And I think the highest the highest grossing animated film domestically, I believe. And it was also the second Pixar film to make $1 billion behind Toy Story 3. And I really do enjoy Finding Dory. I probably enjoy it a little bit more than the first film, because I enjoy Finding Nemo. Since seeing it back in 2003, I enjoy the first Finding Nemo. Andrew Stanton comes back to direct like he did for the first film, and you got two of the original cast members coming back: Ellen DeGeneres as Dory, Albert Brooks as Marlin. Who voiced Nemo was Hayden Rolence, replacing the other actor who played Nemo in the first film, because it's been years. So obviously they get another new actor to do the voice of Nemo. And you got a whole other new characters and also good supporting voice actors as well. Which is actually one of the highlights of this film is Ed O'Neill. Ed O'Neill, played Al Bundy from Married with Children, also starring in Modern Family. Which years I don't think Ed O'Neill hasn't done been in any films in quite some time. But so yeah, he was I thought he was pretty fun in the supporting role as what's his name? Hank, the octopus. I enjoyed Ed O'Neill's voice. He's definitely one of the favorite parts of the film for me. Because from Married with Children, and I actually don't mind Modern Family, because I know Ed O'Neill's one of the highlights of the show for me. Ty Burrell, who also appeared in Modern Family with Ed O'Neill as well. But also, he voiced Mr. Peabody. He was in, of course, he was in Dawn of the Dead as the jerk Steve. But I like Ty Burrell and others as well. He plays Bailey, who's the beluga whale that's in the aquarium. And you got Diane, Keaton, and Eugene Levy playing Dory's parents. Which it's another film that I'm reviewing that also has Eugene Levy in it. I don't know why, because I thought a couple of reviews I did has Eugene Levy's name in it, so it's fun. I kind of found that funny. But yeah, so Diane Keaton and Eugene Levy, they play Dory's parents. Idris Elba, who voices a sea lion or whatever, named Fluke, which is also with his another sea lion next to him, voiced by Dominic West, which you can see him right there. Which is also kind of funny that Idris Elba, he one of the top 5 highest grossing films of 2016, which is Zootopia, this film, and The Jungle Book. that he voiced all three of those, and they were in the top 5 highest grossing films of 2016, and he voiced them in. 2 of them made $1 billion, while The Jungle Book was close to making $1 billion. I just kind of found it funny. Well, 3 straight, and also Disney. They're all Disney as well. So Idris Elba, he's just like 3 films that are Disney. 2 made $1 billion, 1 close to making $1 billion, and he voiced in all 3 of them. I just kind of find that weird, actually. But I like Idris Elba. So you have a very good, solid supporting voice cast as well, and the film has been in development for years because like after the first film they wanted to do a sequel, but of course it had to take some time to though. And when the film came out, massive hit, which is kind of funny that this film was never nominated for a Golden Globe or an Oscar for Best Animated Film. Like the first film, I think it won the Oscar for Best Animated Film. I don't understand how this one never got nominated for Best Animated Film. Zootopia was nominated and it won for Best Animated Film, which I like. But how this one got a lot of critically acclaimed, has a high rating, 94% Rotten Tomatoes, and a high rating on IMDb, but never got nominated. I don't understand why. The first one won and was nominated and won, but this film didn't. I don't understand why. Because usually Disney Pixar are usually the winners for the Best Animated Films of the Oscars. But yeah, and it's fast paced. It's only about 97 minutes, and it's very well fast paced, and it's very well animated. Once again, of course, it's Pixar. It's always gonna be very well animated. And so the story, it's like. How the film opens up is when Dory, when she was little kid, and with her parents, because they're trying to deal with her short-term memory loss. But instead of her parents, Diane, Keaton, and Eugene Levy. Then one instance she gets separated from this current, and then she can't remember because of her disability, and she can't remember who she's looking for, or she doesn't know where she's at. And so time has gone on, and that's what Ellen DeGeneres is voicing Dory as an adult. And all this takes place in also flashback. This is also when goes back to the instance where Marlin is chasing after the boat that took Nemo. So this is leading up to her accidentally running into Marlin in the first film. So after sailing in the first film, I agreed to go and help him, and then fast forward, it's a year later, and now that Dory she lives with Marlin and Nemo, and during one of those field trips with the kids, she has a little of a thing of remembering what her parents said, and she wants to go and look for them. And that's it. They just set off on the journey to go. She wants to look for her parents. So, and then they get the turtle. They ride with the turtles once again. The turtle. What was the turtle's name? Crush. That was the turtle. Yeah. They're riding that current from the first film again to get to where they need to go, and as they're swimming on, they're going near where they think they're going, where they're at, and then they get chased by this big squid that's chasing after them, and one thing leads to another, that Dory gets taken by the people that work for the aquarium, and you also find that she hears a voice like, oh, wonder where she's at, and there's a voice, and that's Sigourney Weaver's voice, and it's like, hi, I'm Sigourney Weaver, as the who's speaking at the aquarium is like, oh, Sigourney Weaver, But she gets taken to the aquarium, tagged, and that's where she meets Hank, the octopus, voiced by Ed O'Neill. And Hank, he wants the tag, and because there's some shipments of the fish going to Cleveland. I think he wants the tag so he can go to Cleveland, and so, and of course they're back and forth because, of course, Dory dealing with her short term. She keeps saying the same things over and over her. And it's kind of like agitating Hank. So, but Hank agrees to help Dory to get to where she needs to go, and then he'll get the tag. And with Marlin and Nemo, they're trying to find out where Dory is, and this is where they talk with the sea lions, one of the voiced by Idris Elba and Dominic West. And there's this dopey looking sea lion with these wide eyes, and they're both saying, "Hey, off the rock, arf, 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 arf." So, and then what was the next scene? Because they're with Hank. They're trying to find out to look at this map to go where the certain section of the aquarium where she needs to go, and Hank using his camouflage and form to hide in plain sight. And then, sorry, I got something caught in my throat here. So, and then when she goes and meet with another part of the aquarium where she meets Bailey, voiced by Ty Burrell, and a whale shark named Destiny, voiced by Kaitlin Olson, which she remembers Dory. It's like, oh, we used to be buddies, we used to be like pipe buddies because they spoke to each other through the pipes. So, and there's like, oh, Destiny, yeah. So, and Bailey, because they kind of make a poke fun of him because like his part of his head is really big because that's how beluga whales are. They use like the ability to the sonar, to see where other things are, like sonar scans, I think, whatever it is. And with Destiny, she can, since she's her eyes are on either side, she can see straight, and she ends up hitting the walls with her head and all that stuff. And with Nemo and Marlin, they try to get to Dory. To get this bird to help him fly to where she is. And one part is where eventually Hank does. Well, they get this they're trying to go to this part of the aquarium where the little kiddie ponds, and they get dumped there accidentally, and all the ones that are in the ponds are like, hands, because the kiddie ponds the kids are just grabbing all the sea creatures with their hands, and Hank's kind of afraid because he doesn't like getting poked, because he gets poked and he inks. He squirts out the ink, and it fills the whole pond. And then he gets to this big, huge, this huge tank where there's all this fish and all this other stuff, other fishes are, and he lives until we agree. He gets the tag and it just dumps Dory right into the thing, and because she's putting pieces together from her memory that she was born there. Her and her parents lived in that part of the aquarium, and she was born there. So she was remembering where all this stuff from her memory. And she recognized the spot where that she lived, the things with the seashells, her parents laid out. She has this things with these purple seashells, or pink. And when she puts it together, that there's this current that leads down the pipe that turns out that's how she got lost in the first place. Because they told her to stay away from that part though, but when she was a kid, she flew in there. That's how she got sucked in. That's how she got separated from her parents. So. And then with Marlin and Nemo, they get this part in the tank where they get an idea to think what would Dory would do, and they see what one of those things that are like it's on the ground and the water just spurts up where the kids can play in it. They get the idea to use those so they can just top from each spurt to spurt and go back into the water, and they talk to this giant clam. And then they get the pipes, and where Dory, where she's in the pipes as well, she hears Destiny and Bailey, and Destiny wants to get Bailey to use his sonar skills to give Dory the directions of which way to go, and that's when she meets with Marlin and Nemo. And that's where you get the scene in the trailer where in the pipes, like, Nemo's telling Marlin, are we ever going to see Dory again? So, and eventually, they get out into the, what was it? I think they got separated again. Because with Marlin and Nemo, I think they got, what was it? Because when Dory was in the where she was raised, her parents were not there, so she was talking to some crabs and they believed they were dead. But when Dory goes outside where she got first lost, down on the floor, she sees some shells and she sees her parents. They've been living there all the time, hoping one day she come back and she lay all these shells out for her, leading the trail right to them. And then this way, with Marlin and Nemo were taken in by the aquarium people. And as for Hank, helps them out as well. And Hank, I always forget how what scene goes to where, because I've only seen this film since I got it. I've only seen it once or twice, and the only time in theater, and I'm forgetting what happens next. So I know I'm trying to put these pieces together. Guys, I don't want to continue pausing through it. But one thing listed were the tanks are being put in the truck, and Dory and Hank, they steal the truck because all the fish are being shipped out, so wants to drive all the way back to free all the other fish, and Bailey is using his sonar skills to see where they're going, and they jump out into the water, and same with Destiny. And I thought it was kind of funny how they're, like, Hank was, like, both Hank and, like, Dory's, like, the eyes, because Hank is steering, and I thought it was kind of funny how they're trying to drive going all the way back, and then when they drive off the cliff, you hear the song "What a Wonderful World" playing. And then they land back on the water, and all in all, that they all returns back to the reef with everybody, and Hank wants to stay with them, and Dory's with her parents as well, and they're all together. Same with Bailey, Destiny, everybody, and it's all happy ending. And finally, after the post credits, because I'm sure I always stay to the post credits. I always want to put some in there, so I stayed up to the post credits when I saw this in the theater. Probably other people just got up and left, because with Disney Pixar, they probably usually don't put no post credits there, but I stayed, and it's funny that the fish gang from the first film, Gil and the others were in the fish tank that was helping Nemo try to escape from the dentist's office. Willem Dafoe actually comes back and voiced Gil for that little role. Same with the other characters, like the pufferfish and that what was the one that the I forget the fish's name who like sees her reflection who thinks is his sister, and the guy likes bubbles, whatever. That whole gang right there. But Willem Dafoe comes back voicing as Gil, and they're still stuck in the bags. They floated. They floated all the way. They've been stuck in the bags like for over a year, and they drifted all the way from Australia all the way to California. I guess that's where the aquarium is at. And they're like their bags are like covered in algae and all that, and they get taken up by the people that's working that's working for the aquarium. And and one of them says, "Now what?" So what's their plan next? So, but yeah, Finding Dory. I still enjoy Finding Dory. It was one of my favorite films, 2016. I still like Zootopia better, but I still enjoy the film a little bit better than the first film because I don't know. I just a little bit better. I would say the voice cast once again does a well for Ellen DeGeneres and Ella Brooks, the returning cast. Well, if you count Willem Dafoe as part of it though, but the main two actors from the first film. Ellen DeGeneres, really solid as Dory. I always enjoyed her voice as Dory. Albert Brooks as Marlin, once again, solid. And Ed O'Neill, I just really enjoyed. I really enjoyed Hank. He was definitely one of the highlights of the film. I thought Hank was a character that was likable. You know, he was like a little bit grumpy though, but still he meant well, and he has a heart to him. Helping out Dory at the end and wanting to stay with them. And Ed O'Neill, I thought he did a really great job. Because I like Ed O'Neill. So it was funny he got to be a part of this film that was like a huge budget film that made over $1 billion. And Ty Burrell as well, because he still co-starred with him in Modern Family. But I like Ty Burrell too. He was good, and same with Diane, Keaton, Eugene, Levy, Idris Elba as well. Kaitlin Olson as Destiny as well. Idris Elba, I mentioned Idris Elba, Dominic West, and funny with Sigourney Weaver as the person like who does like the speaker of the aquarium as herself. I'm Sigourney Weaver. But yeah, I can see how it got all the acclaim from critics, and biggest animated movie of all time. Well, the biggest because it did made over $1 billion. It is one of the biggest animated films to ever make that much money, I would say. But of all time, no. Perfect may be an understatement. I wouldn't say it's perfect because, well, no film is perfect. There's no such thing as like the best film of all time or the best animated film of all time, action film, horror film, whatever. No film is perfect. Everyone has a right to say to not like this film or to like this one. But I still enjoy Finding Dory. I think it's definitely, after all these years for a sequel, it paid up well. I mean, it was a huge hit, outgrossed the first film, critics too. But now they have the sequel for Finding Dory. I'm curious to check out because even my brother was looking forward to it. That the sequel to The Incredibles comes out like next year in 2018. Because I think they switched the release dates with that and Toy Story 4. But my brother, he's looking forward to the sequel to The Incredibles. He's like, hey, how long has it been since the first one came out? Oh, 2004. So by the time when 2018 comes, it'll be 14 years. God. And that was 2003, and this is 2016. Yeah, so it's been like 12 years. No. 13 years since the first one came out for Finding Dory. God. I mean, I'm curious to check out the sequel to The Incredibles. But I still enjoy Finding Dory. It's definitely worth a watch. It's easy, fast-paced. Goes like that fast. Likeable characters, and still, So yeah, I enjoy Finding Dory. So it's definitely worth a watch. If anyone's not seen it, I would check it out. If anyone was a fan of the first film. But yeah, well animated once again from Disney Pixar. But I like the film, no doubt. But I did give it definitely a thumbs up on that. And just yeah, it's this yeah, this is something that's like kind of a heartfelt to it, I would say. But yeah. So yeah, that's my review for Finding Dory. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned on the next movie review. Later.